Welcome back to the LPR Trading YouTube channel, guys. It's Dave. I'm back. I've been gone for a little while. I got sick about 4 weeks ago with COVID. Ever since then, my voice has been off. You can probably hear it now. My voice is still off. It's getting better. So I will be back at it. But I want to bring you guys a YouTube video today. I meant to get this out a few weeks ago. The recording's was done here April 6th of this year. And I didn't have a chance to record it. As I said, my voice is getting a little bit better, so we're going to try and record this now. Before we jump into this, I want to let you guys know that the chat room trial for 2 weeks, the free chat room trial with no strings attached, is still on. If you go to lprtradinggroup.com, you come down to the chat room monthly, you click on this right here, okay? It's going to bring you to this page. On this page, you put in your account information, discount code, YouTube 100, all in capitals. That will get you 2 free weeks in our chat room. Okay, enough of that, and we will get right into this JIGSAW IceBerg order. Okay, how do we spot IceBerg orders on order flow, and what do IceBerg orders mean? Well, essentially, if we look at an iceberg, we know, or we've been told, that maybe 10% of the iceberg is showing above the water, if you see an iceberg floating in the water, and about 90% of the iceberg is underwater. So this is similar to an iceberg order. What these big market participants are going to do is they're going to show you on the order flow a portion of their order, a portion of their contracts that they have intended to get filled at a certain price area or price itself. Now, in this case, our focus area is going to be 4475. So at 4475, you can see we have 166 contracts here. Now, this is going to go up and down by a few contracts as price gets closer, but this is the start of someone's iceberg order. I'm going to play the video and we're going to be able to see how this plays out. Now, we don't know what orders are going to be an iceberg order before price hits them, because in order to realize if we've hit an iceberg order or not, we have to see that price refreshing its orders as there's an exchange going on at that price. So what do I mean by that? When price moves down into 4475 here, and this bid starts getting taken away by people pushing price into the bid and selling into the bid, we will see in this column here where we see the -1, we will see the amount of contracts this person, these people, or this fund is refreshing into 4475. Now we can see this happen in real time, and this ties into a lot of our trading. A lot of our trading is based around where's the big money and where's the rotation coming in the market. We don't try and make the wave as retail because we simply can't. We just don't have enough money to make the wave of a market, and I'm thankful for that. I would not be the one would not want to be the one having to move the market. I'm perfectly fine with being the one sitting on the side, watching the big players move the market. We jump on boat for a ride, and that's it. So this is not going to be a trade. It's strictly going to be order flow and how this plays out. I'm going to play this video here, and I want you to pay attention when we get down to 75, 4475. I will pause and resume the video once in a while here. As you can see, we're at around 170 contracts at that 4475. So we just ticked it. Now we get into 4475. Remember, we had about 170 contracts here. Well, 145 of those contracts have already been taken by people hitting the bid into this price. Now, if we look on the left side here, we can see this person, these people, or this fund, because I don't know if it's a single individual. It likely is, or a firm of some sort or a fund of some sort pushing money back into this price. What this column says right here is they are now adding 184 contracts to the bid at this price. And we can also see sellers, or the offer, aggressively adding contracts to 75.25. What we're going to concentrate on is the 75 area. If we look at this column here and this column here, this is going to be the market participation on the bid. So this is going to be people hitting the market button on the bid. So that means 145 contracts market to the bid. This will be market to the offer here, and this will be total volume traded at each price on the bid or the offer. So let's resume this a little bit. We can see these numbers running up. We got all the way up to 276 right here. We popped off of the 75. So originally there was only 170 contracts here. Where did these additional 106 contracts come from? Well, it's likely that portion of the iceberg order that was underwater. Now, once we get to this price, the person or the firm that's sitting at this price, if they want to hold this price or try to hold this price aggressively, they're forced to go into their pockets and pull out and expose their hand. Because in futures, all of the actions and transactions that happen in the market are shown in the order flow. They're not dark pooling orders or routing them elsewhere. They're shown within the order flow. So we can actually see these orders hitting the book at 75. So we know this is a significant area. I'm not telling you buy this area because a big fund or firm or a big player is buying this area. I'm just saying this is a key area on the chart where price is acting and reacting in an odd fashion, an iceberg type fashion. So we know there was a larger order situated here. Let's play this again. You can see as soon as we get back to 75, 107 contracts on the bid again. We've done 281 contracts at this price. We pop back in. Now we can see they're still refreshing, and they were also refreshing the 75.25. Now we've traded 336 contracts at that 75 price on the bid. Aggressive market participants hitting the bid at that 44.75. Still refreshing the orders here. We have 148 contracts sitting on the book, and another 55 are getting taken here. Let's watch this play out some more. We're up to 840 contracts taken on this price, 559 contracts most recently hit. And look at this. They're adding 525 contracts to the bid as people start pounding down the bid and selling the bid aggressively. So they're trying to prop price in this area with their iceberg order. Are they going to succeed? We don't know, but this is how an iceberg works. And this is how we can identify it. We're up over 1,000 contracts traded at the bid. Nothing is traded at the offer on this price because price has not dipped below to 74.75. We're adding 708 contracts now on the bid to try and hold the price up. 1,300 contracts, 1,400 contracts, still adding 1,016 contracts to the bid at 75. So what did we start with originally? We started with roughly 170 contracts, and now at the bid, we've traded 1,397 contracts. So it's not always going to follow this iceberg 10%. They're going to show 10% of their hand, and they're going to have 90% in the bank. But look, we're almost at that 10% area where they only showed us 160, 170 contracts, and they've traded 1,400 there now, or there's been 1,400 exchange in this area now. We'll keep playing this out, and then we snap and break, okay? So with these iceberg type orders, this is what's going to happen. Either the bid is going to hold and push price up because their pockets were deep enough to hold off all of the aggression at the bid, or it's going to snap and drop 2 or 3 points. Now, it could snap and drop 2 or 3 points, reclaim, they come back, start reloading, and push price to the upside, or they're done at that price, they've liquidated, or they've purchased, accumulated at that price, and we move down a little bit more, right? One good thing with JIGSAW and the way I have my JIGSAW programmed, on the auction vista here on the left-hand side, you can see these bubbles. Now, these bubbles to me represent some type of absorption in an area. The bigger the bubble, the longer the exchange happened, and the more contracts went through on that exchange. So if you guys use JIGSAW and you want my settings, you can use these settings on the top here: interval, interval width, circle tuner, depth scope. Now the settings are 15, 2, 5, 1, and 10. This is what works for me in terms of visualizing what is happening on the auction vista as these orders are flying through the market. Now this is something we pick up in real time. It's actually not really hard to pick these up in real time after you get used to the order flow. If you're just looking at a chart, it's going to be impossible to pick this up. But one way you can pick up absorption on a chart is if price moves up or down into a price area and you see price stall there, but your tape is flying because orders are still going through, that usually means there's some sort of absorption there. There's a lot of action, a lot of exchange, but price is not moving. It's sitting steady within 1 or 2 ticks of a given price. Then you know there's some sort of absorption. This is if you're just trading off a chart. Now, you're not going to be able to tell how many contracts were reloaded or unloaded at that price because you won't have this sort of depth of market matrix here in front of you to see. But if you are interested in getting into it, there are programs like JIGSAW, Sierra Charts, Quant Tower, etc., etc. Many of the members in the group use all of those pieces of software that I just mentioned, along with NinjaTrader, and you can get something like this so you can identify these types of orders in the market. Now, what I will do is I'm going to show you guys another video, probably next week, on how we can actually trade off these areas. Now, like I said, it's not going to give you a trade signal. Oh, we have a big order here. We have a big IceBerg order. I'm going to buy because he's a big player. As you saw right here, and I purposely showed this video of the IceBerg order snapping. It doesn't always work that they hold the market in this spot and push price to the upside. And when they do snap and they move down a few ticks or a few points, and then price resumes its normal function, and we see if we get a reclaim of that area to hold price up, to push price back to the upside. But I hope this gave you guys a little in-depth look of Jigsaw order flow in general and how to spot these IceBerg orders in the market. If you guys incorporate this into your trading, or you already trade like this, let me know down in the comments below. Make sure you like, comment, subscribe, and don't forget to check out the free chat room there. I mean, it's free for 2 weeks. There's no hooks, no strings attached, no reoccurring subscriptions, yada, yada, yada. We just want to see you guys in the group, see what you know, see what you want to learn, and really make new friends in trading. So with that being said, we'll cut it short here, guys. Have a fantastic night.